However you're listening, wherever you're listening, whether in the diaspora, in the counties, in Liberia, out of Liberia, wherever you are, we'd like to wholeheartedly welcome you here to the Executive Mansion. As you know, the Executive Mansion live activities, especially with the presidency, is responsible to update the country as to the happenings, the activities, the actions, the policies, and workings of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Liberia, Joseph Boakai Sr., and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Liberia and President of the Republic of Liberia. And I'm honored to be a contributor to that component in terms of alerting the country as to the activities of His Excellency the President. So the press briefing regularly talks about the activities of the President and also the actions and receives questions from journalists as to current happening in the country. Our President, we earlier on informed you, had traveled earlier in the week to Guinea-Conakry, where he went to attend the inauguration of the President of Guinea, Honorable Mamadi Doumbouya, who was elected and duly inaugurated. The President paid a one-day visit. Following the activities in Guinea, he returned to the country the very same day to continue his workings for the Liberian people. Following that, the President also, for the first time in our country's history, launched or organized the National Infrastructure Conference. Liberia post-war infrastructure has been challenging. As you all may be aware, Liberia, coming from a period of civil conflict, with majority of infrastructure being a challenge, and this was an opportunity for the President to really bring stakeholders together and the leaders, inclusive of the Ministry of Public Works and other line agencies who are in charge of works related to the infrastructure community, to really look at Liberia's post-conflict infrastructure and what needs to happen, look at our cities, our city mapping, our country mapping, and the different municipalities that are in our country, the cities, the places, and our communities. And it was a very important moment for our President. For him, he really, when he spoke to Liberians and our foreign counterparts who came to be a part of the occasion, really talked about the vision behind the infrastructure conference, the vision and mission of what he intends to do, and the work he's continuing to do for the Liberian people. And for him, it was an important time. While he was in Nimba County, where he took the infrastructure conference, Ganta to be specific, he also took the opportunity to engage with the community of people of special needs. Particularly, he supported and went to the Christian Foundation of the Deaf School. This was a school that our President had supported in time past and thought that it was important to really revisit and engage the people there, engage the community, and see what support he can continue to give them. Following that, the President did commission additional officials of government. The commissioning ceremony was held here in the Palace of the Executive Mansion. Our President really, again, whenever he performed the constitutional duty of commissioning officials of government, he reminds them of the need to see the importance of public service as what the essence, which is public service, serving the people, serving the public. He used the occasion to encourage the officials to really put their best efforts forward to do their best, to engage the communities, to work in the interest of Liberia. For our president, he sees that as an important component. He's not interested in just inviting officials or individuals to work for him as a president, but really in the different areas we've highlighted, different communities we've seen that is important for them to work in. And for him, he wants us to remind again officials who have been given the opportunity to serve to really take it as their best. Following that, our president joined the former vice president, Madam Jo Howard Taylor, during the course of the week to mourn her son, as the country is now aware that former Vice President Joel Howard Taylor lost her only son, Philip Taylor. And our president, knowing Madam Taylor, understanding the challenges that she's going through currently, went along with other officials of government to pay a courtesy tribute to Madam Taylor and really pray with her, pray for the family, and extended his DPS condolences on behalf of the government and people of the Republic of Liberia. Our president continues to work in the interest of the Liberian people. And part of what he does is to really position and reposition the country in terms of the governance area. In connection to that, of his decision to appoint Councillor Ko Bangalu as the head of the Liberia Refugee Repatriation and Resettlement Commission, and the position has been elevated to a ministerial or cabinet level position. So Honorable Ko Bangalu, who previously served as the Minister of Youth and Sport, has now been transferred or sent to head the ultra priority. For the president, and as we know currently within the region, there are a number of challenges when it comes to migration, when it comes to refugee matters, the issue of Burkina that has been happening in some part of the southeastern region in our country. The president believes that Councillor Ko Bangalu, based on his knowledge, his depth, his legal acumen, is best fit to serve that role. So he was happy and really thanked him for his service to the Ministry of Youth and Sports since his appointment, and now asked him to also go forward to continue to work really very hard in the interest of that sector, to really ensure that issues of migration, Liberians in and out of Liberia who are having these challenges, and engaging international partners, looking at the current situation within the West African region and how the issue of refugee repatriation and resettlement can really come at center stage. And he also appointed Attorney Cornelia Topa to also serve as Minister of Youth and Sport. Those appointments were applicable as subject to confirmation hearing by the Liberian Senate. The President is encouraging the Liberian Senate to really do its best to really confirm the individuals that have been named so far. Because for him, he believes working in the interest of the people is paramount. So the Senate should do their constitutional duty as well to give these appointments expedited attention so that they can continue the workings of the Liberian people. Some of the things that the president is engaged with is really, really important. In addition to that, our president, when he appoints individuals or people who he's working with, sometimes tragedy happens. And in this instance, particularly, the family of the Liberia Petroleum Refining Company, LPRC, a board member, has passed, Mr. Edwin Bopo Zille, and him being someone who knew Mr. Zille and his family, thought it's important to pay a courtesy visit or condolence visit to really mourn in joining the LPRC family in mourning the loved one, and he prayed that God will continue to console them. Our president is also a very good believer, and we all know every year the president convenes and hosts a national prayer breakfast meeting where he called people all over the country to come together to pray for our country, to really see where we are as a nation, and to continue with that, because Liberia is a country of believers. Whether you're a Muslim, whether you're a Buddhist, whether you're a Baha'i or Christian, we all believe in a higher power. And that higher power is what has been taking our country through. And by that I mean the president this morning hosted the national prayer service at the Painesville Town Hall, where he joined other religious leaders to pray for the country, to ask God to continue to bless us, to forgive us, to have mercy on us, and to ensure that we continue to work in the interest of the Liberian people. He's also, following that, he's on his way to Tottenham County, where he's going to pay a brief visit and will be back over the weekend. And I'm happy to announce to all of you today that on Monday, January 26, 2026, our president, His Excellency Joseph Imabwaka Sr., will address the country. He will give his legislative agenda. He will speak to where we are as a country in what will now be, or will be once we get to the delivery, the third annual message. And this annual message, our president will inform all of us what he's done so far, and what he's going to do, what he's continuing to do, and really showcasing some of the progress we've made in the economy, for example, in infrastructure, in education, in health, and the whole Nyei, the arrest agenda, really bringing focus on the arrest agenda. And also thanking some of our people who've helped us, some of our partners, our international partners, our local partners, but also our diplomatic community, some of the work they continue to do. He will also inform the country our work on the foreign front, where the country stands, what we've done so far, Liberia's win on the UN Security Council non-permanent seat, the status of that, where we are, and what's going to happen. And without giving you some of what he's going to talk about or details of what the speech is, I can tell you it's going to be a wonderful delivery. It's going to be a wonderful moment for our country as well, for the third time that our president will be addressing all of us, and particularly through the people, through the national legislature, where the occasion will happen. And we're looking forward to it. And from our end, we're going to ensure that we communicate that to all of you, wherever you are. However you'll be following, we'll do our best to have it broadcasted and streamed on all of our local radio stations, our television stations, even online platforms. So the executive mansion communication team here will do all she can. But additionally, we are working very hard. As you can see, the billboards that are in the counties and country, we're right now working with our technical teams to see how that is possible, to also be able to broadcast the delivery live in the streets, those in the counties, the billboards that are in the counties, in Cape Mount, for example, in Nimba, in Bomi, in Bong, all those places, in Lofa, all those places that they have the billboards, and they have, of course, electricity that is going to be broadcasted live. So we'll do our best so that all of us can hear clearly what our president will be telling all of you. And we've done our part. We've also earmarked some activities as well from our team here. So we're currently working on the second year video documentary project that will also be sent around, and it will be launched as well following the delivery of the annual message. And our goal here is to really have the Liberian people really understand what their president is doing, and really hear the president to speak to them. So access to information is an important component of governance, we'll do our best to ensure that you have access, unhindered access to information as we have them. Our part is not to not tell you or to cover up or to not tell you what the truth is. Our part is to explain to you what the president has said or what the president will say, and the president himself will say what it is, and we'll do our best for you all who will be listening, the counties, our mothers and fathers, and we will try to also do something following the delivery. The different communication teams will show that working with LBS and others, where you have the simple English, because this country we have different people who we want to make sure that information is accessible. That's the bottom line. So it will be in different versions: the simple English version, the video version, the people who will be on social media, and the highlights. Our team of commentators will also be there, breaking you play-by-play, as people sometimes may say, play-by-play description of the speech. But the goal here is not really just the speech, but the content of the speech, to really bring that and break it down for you. I will also just want to a little bit educate our public, because I've seen, or we've received information from different segments of the country as to the depth or the workings of the Executive Mansion press team. And I'd just like to inform everyone that our goal, our role here, and since we've gotten to this space, is to really make the presidency accessible to people. So our goal, wherever the president is going, wherever the president will be, especially those that are declassified, we will be able to bring you live. And in most instances, especially if we're going to people's homes and where the president is visiting families, we do seek permission from those families. And in particular instance of the former vice president, when the president went to sympathize with her, we did seek permission to broadcast the president there. And we really thank the others who were not there, but they followed the condolence messages that came. A lot of people follow, and they thank the Executive Mansion team to be able to reach out so that they know what's happening, what the president is doing. Back then, before now, when there were limitations as to where the president was, what he was doing, there used to be speculation as to what happened to the president. But now we've managed to really have our people know exactly where the president is, who he's talking with, what he's doing, and what he's going to do. And this is our goal. And our goal is so you, the people, can be there live and follow through. So when somebody tells you, the president is doing this one, or he's not there, he's somewhere else, or he's being flown to this place, you can be the judge. You can say, but we're seeing it live, and let the president right here. So we've done that. And by that, we've been able to open up the Executive Mansion to people, to the president, to people who follow the president, to know what he's doing. So we will continue to do that. And to our press team, Monday, since this is our final briefing for the week, and this is the briefing before the annual message, just a mini housekeeping. There will be passes for you all. And those of you who will not, even though this can be discussed internally, but it's also important, especially those people who will be, because there are lots of journalists now in this country. Everybody with a cell phone is a journalist. Everybody who is somewhere when something happened and the phone is out, people want to come. So if you do not have a pass, we'll encourage you not to evade, to come through. You don't have a pass, you don't have your identification, we're not giving invitation. Just try your best to stay away from the main grounds where the activities will be happening. Because, of course, during these times, we have the EPS, there's a joint security efforts, the Executive Protection Service, the Liberian National Police, the National Fire Service, and all other military and paramilitary organizations, or police, let me say, instead of, security agencies will be working together to ensure that there's safety for everyone, the president, the visitors, the invitees, the special guests, and everyone. So if you are not giving invitation to come to the grounds of the Capitol, we'll advise to just listen to the speech via radio, their television, or if you're around some of the billboards, we'll try our best to bring PA systems around where they can be played. Because our goal, again, like I mentioned, to have more people. If all of us, the entire country, can be listening to our president speak, that's what we want. So do your best not to invade security protocols, and so all of us can listen to our president tell the country what he's done and what he's going to do in his legislative agenda for the year. Thank you all again for coming. I look forward to engaging with you following the delivery, and we can have a sit down and break it down, maybe even on the annual message day, what we can arrange where we can, do on the spot analysis, and we can also take questions if you all so deem it necessary. There we can create something so that we, really be able to provide access to information, or provide information to our people and have our people access information that is readily available. So thank you again, and we'll take questions, should there be any, and we'll call it a day, and we'll see you when we see you. Thank you, good afternoon. Yes, Christofina, then
okay.
Lois.
Thank you, Madam Press Secretary. I'm Christofina Nyei, and I report for CAM FM. So, the President appointed Madam Councillor Cornelia Kra, Attorney Cornelia Kra, as Minister of Proper for Youth and Sports. This appointment has been marked by, how do I call it? People are for, and people are against. Some people, they are commending the President for the appointment, and it has been marked by a mixed reaction. So, if you don't mind, I would like to know why the President appointed Anthony Colina Kra, being former Deputy Minister for Administration at the Ministry of State, and then going to the Youth and Sports. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So we've said this gazillion times that the President is constitutionally protected and is giving that constitutional authority to hire whoever he wills to work in the interest of the Liberian people. The President saw that Madam Attorney Cornelia won't call it cry, we used to talk about that, so she's dropped that. But Attorney Cornelia Kra to go to the Ministry of Youth and Sports, because he believes that she brings that energy that the section or the sector needs. She brings the excitement, she brings the knowledge, she brings something to the sector. And he deemed it necessary at this point in time that she goes there, because there are a number of different things that are happening right now. The President's interest in youth is really high, especially on the front of youth empowerment. And this is not to say the team that was there didn't do much or didn't work hard. They've worked. Minister Bangalu, former Minister Bangalu, he's still minister now until confirmation process. So it's safe to say Minister Bangalu. Minister Bangalu worked with his team there. They elevated the TVET programs. They brought the energy in the county sports meet. They reactivated, time passed. There were times that the county meet was not held when he came back. They reactivated the county sports meet. They brought in the energy, the improved access to services for young people. They launched programs for adolescents and youth with special needs, especially the drug users, quote-unquote drug users. So there have been a number of achievements for their part, but the President, in his wisdom, wants to make this more and bring the excitement. So based on that, he decided that at this point, let Anthony Cornelia Kra go ahead the place. And he appointed Councillor Kobangalu to go to El Chukwuarisi, because of course, like I mentioned, some of the challenges we are facing in the region right now, and he believes that Councillor Bangalu can do a lot more in that sector based on the experience, based on his knowledge, that he comes with this legal, depth that is necessary at this point in time. Yes, Lois.
Okay, good afternoon, VPS. I'm Mr. Morris from Punch TV and Punch FM. Do you mind providing a little bit of information pertaining to the yellow machine? Because as we all know, Mr. Sophia said that they are going to return the yellow machine and then have a new supplier who they are going to negotiate again. What is the president take on this particular issue? Because the yellow machine has been one of the talk of the time, in terms of developmental agenda. So can you please provide a little bit of update concerning that? Thank you.
Thank you. On the earth moving equipment, unfortunately, the equipment are normally yellow, so they just call it yellow machine. But there are some countries that they have the red, they have the green. I'm sure they'll bring different colors.
Yellow machine, that's all.
But I know this is just a side light movement. But Lois, the statement from the Minister of Information was literally clear. If you follow through the information about the yellow machine, the earth-moving equipment, initially our president had a vision to ensure that every county has some form of equipment that will be able to help with the road, especially before the key roads go into those places. There are places that they're not accessible during the rains, even during normal times. So it is an opportunity for Liberia. He intended to ensure that they're stationed in different parts of the country where when there are issues of accessibility, the earth-moving equipment can go in there and fix it up until the actual work is about. Even during the actual work when it's getting done for the road to be repaired or fixed, you will still need those equipment to be there. So there was a whole process of conversation as to the need. And then there was the first set, I'm sure you all remember the first batch or the first 35 pieces of equipment that came, but at the time there was no agreement, there was no process to say, these machines, this is it. It's like someone selling the goods and say, I'm bringing the one for you to test it and see if you really want it, and just so I hope people can understand. So somebody fixing a patch Grampy, they bring small Grampy for you, say, we're selling patch Grampy, but bringing the one so you can test it, whether that kind of Grampy you want. And they bring the first one and test it. He said, I want a Grampy, and you're not obligated to that. So it was from that context the Minister of Information was talking about. That the first batch of machine that came or equipment that came, there was no agreement, there was no conversation. I mean, the negotiation as the conclusion of the negotiation didn't happen. So, because you already go to procure, in fact, the machines we have or we're going to get, they're already on their way coming. They're going to be coming in 3 phases. The first set, because there are a lot of equipment, you can't put all of them on one shipment. So they have them on 3 different shipments. The first and second shipment have started coming. They should take anywhere about 30 to 45 to 50 days to get, to Monrovia. So they're on their way. So you can't have the old people think that you did not conclude with them and keeping them and say, let me just hold them. And you did not, conclude with them and you're not going to buy from them. So this was from that background that it has been returned to the original owner. It was given and say, we're looking at it, but then since we're not buying from you, their item here, So that's pretty much what it is. So I do understand the energy around the yellow machine. One point you say yellow machine coming, and then you come say going back, what's going on. Everybody wants this one machine story to be laid to rest. Let the machine come. In fact, even me, when the machine gets here, I'm going to be on the Cape Mount because I was excited when I saw Cape Mount flag. We're going to be, maybe I will sit down in one of the Cape Mount. But yeah, on a serious note, this was the reason, because we did not conclude with that vendor who started the conversation, and because it was expensive for the country and too many other reasons. That's why it's going to be sent back. And the new machines, and this has nothing to do with the machines that are on the way coming. The machines are still coming. The machines are on their way. The machines will be here. You've heard this from the president. And I'm positive that you will most likely hear it in the annual message. But yes, our fingers are crossed. Like I said, I don't want to tell you what's in the speech, but I'm just, because the yellow machine is just unavoidable. You have to say something, about it. But yeah, so that's what the issue is. Okay? I hope this is as simple as possible. So thank you all. Thank you all so kindly. It is a pleasure to always be here to give you an update. When I see you, I'm sure I'm going to see you all well settled and ready for Monday. Get some rest. It's going to be a full day on Monday. Come early, and so that the security can do the regular checks and all of that. So have a wonderful afternoon and happy Friday to all of you. Good afternoon.